What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, the place you go when you want action-packed content related to helping you grow your app downloads and, more importantly, those revenues. And today I've got a phenomenal guest. I saw his MAU presentation. I reached out to him. I was like, Nay, you got to come on and share the same exact content to my audience. And so if you're running Meta, which is going to be a very, very important channel, or any paid marketing that has to do with video creation and coming up with enticing, engaging videos, then you're going to want to pay attention. So without further ado, let me bring the guest in, and then I'll do a proper intro. All right. Where's Nay's intro? Is it this? All right. Let's hit it. Nay, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
All right,
let me
do a proper intro. It's a mess, Nay. All right. Nay Cook Nelson, he is the growth expert behind explosive marketing strategies for brands like Monopoly Go, Hootsuite, and QuickBooks. And right now, he is the growth marketing lead at 923 Studios. Go check them out and you're going to spell it all out, 923.co, 923.co. So, Nay, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I'm pumped. I've been a huge fan of the show for some years, actually. So I'm excited to be on as a guest.
That means a lot to me. And I know we got to talking and you're like, hey, and I got to watch yours and freaking brilliant, man. I love it. And so I want to say hi to a few people. BN says, love that Steve brought all the MAU All-Stars to us broke folks. Yes. That's my goal. Love that. Hello from Canada. And then Kev is here as well. And Nurex, good to see you. All right, Nate, let's break it down from the very beginning, because I know creative, we hear it all the time. Creative is the most important thing. Creative is the most important thing. So when you're working with a brand new client, a brand new app, how do you start your creative juices? I guess, for lack of a better word.
So the first thing we do is actually looking at the problem, which I think a lot of indie devs can resonate with, and a lot of app people in general can resonate with. You've already discussed so much of your problem, and that's the foundation of everything else you're going to do. But where I step in, and I think a technical person usually might not have the same strength, is looking at how they're going to communicate that problem creatively. So I have a series of different formats that you can do when you take a problem and turn it into content. One of those things is sometimes I make the problem an actual character. For example, one of the apps we'll look at is a bad golf swing, right? So you want to help people analyze their swing and get better. Usually someone might just say, okay, let's record you swinging, and then that's going to be the ad. But what if we actually had your brain say, hey, you got to play golf with Tom later. And then you're like, oh, crap, he's so good. And you're like, yeah, but you kind of suck. Now that's a really creative concept that came from the same problem that you already spend every single day thinking about. Then the other part of like where I start, of course, is doing an audit, looking at what has worked for them so far, but also an audit of the whole space. What people are talking about golf right now, not just apps, but literally the golf Twitter, golf, TikTok, golf influencers, who's going viral, who's especially some of my favorite creators are the people who aren't popular, but they've had one video do really well. What was that piece of content? And then could we actually reach out to them to figure out, hey, can you create content for us? Because they're probably going to do it almost free because they're not famous. And they also are willing to like get publicity on their profile. So it's like this initial audit gives us not only the content that works, but also the understanding of the ecosystem and who we could partner with to have an overall content strategy.
How long does that take, Nate?
It depends. There's levels to it, right? Like you could open up TikTok or IG Reels or YouTube Shorts and just look through and see something like that. Some of the tools I want to talk about too, we use like Motion. There's a free version called Super Ads that we also use that might be better for your audience, but they have a thing where you can look and spy on all the ads that are in TikTok, Meta, any other platforms and be able to create a swipe file custom for you. So that's something else we do for our clients as well.
Is it Use Motion or Motion App?
Motion App, that one at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so there is, hold on, my Siri's trying to go off. There is a feature inside of there. I forget what it's called, but it's allows you to just type in the name of any app, brand in general, and then just see ads that they're running, how long they've been running. That's the other thing. Will look like, okay, if they've been running this ad for 2 years, this might be one of their best performers. That's something else we kind of take into account as well.
Like the reason why I asked how long it takes, Nate, was like I felt lazy. I'm like, I look at maybe the TikTok's ad library, I looked at the Meta ad library, but I love what your tip was, like, hey, look at the broader audience. If you're talking about golf, see what they're talking about. Look at Reddit and see what they're talking about on Reddit, some subreddits too.
Yeah, I have a really big prediction that I was really excited to bring here. And we've seen this in the D2C space. A lot of my background was in D2C before I got into apps. And it's these creator forward brands, Feastables, Joyride, Crunch Labs. A lot of creators are then creating products. And I think we're slowly starting to see the same thing happen in terms of apps. But it's a lot easier for someone who's technical and a developer to learn how to create content than it is for someone who's creating content to learn how to build an app, even with vibe code. Oh yeah, for sure. Someone who's even with vibe coding. So I'm working on an app that we can talk about later, and I've got it in private beta. But the amount of work that had to go into that is exceptional. Like the 80% problem we know is so real. I think there's probably the same one for developers learning how to create, but the benefit is exponential. So you talked about understanding the ecosystem, understanding how the space works, understanding what type of content is working, what language is being used. When you learn how to create content in that space, the ads work, the organic works, the ASO, you know what terms might be popping off. So I think the same thing can apply to apps that we're seeing in the D2C space.
Now, on this topic, then I want to, call an audible here, but we have a community, the app founders community that we have, and one of the members in there, and I'll shout him out, but I don't know if he wants his name on there, but he knows who I'm talking about. But he talked about, there's this podcast that we listened to by Ofer, and it was on Mobile Dev with Eric, and he was talking about how like these going viral, while people think it's cool, it's not as cool. It's not controllable, right? If you go viral and you're not able to sustain that amount of users, you're not going to have that second chance too. And it's not predictable, meaning you can't just repeat it all the time. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. And I've seen multiple accounts that, just like you, Nate, where they'll have like 40 million views on one video and then another one has 300. And you're just like, what is going on here? And so the net of it all was the importance of finding a paid channel that works for you, doing what you do best, right, Nate? Coming up with a formula and a script and unlocking, spend all that time, rather than spending all the time creating content, spend all the time creating the ads to run that content as ads. What's your take on all this?
Yeah, we'll get into some specific frameworks to use, but one of the nice things of being able to, I previously worked at vidIQ, which if you don't know, it's like a power up for creators.
I love that. I'm a paying
customer. Yeah. It's amazing. I love the tool. It's super analytics. So I ended up working with 70 plus channels at once, from people who are just getting started to have 3 million subscribers. And one of the things you see is there are repeatable frameworks that you can use, that there's always outliers, but you raise the baseline performance of your channel or TikTok or content. And as app owners and marketers, we understand that the benefit isn't just the content on social, it's also putting it in the paid ad account and putting some money behind it. Yeah. But it makes it just so much easier if you get something that works well and leads to an incremental increase in installs, trials, etc. Let me actually take that and put that in my ad account. There's levels of virality. We've had a video for a client that recently, this creator was getting maybe like 300 to 1,000 views. They had a video get 12,000 views, which is by no means viral, but that doubled, right? That doubled the number of trials that happened that day. Wow. And it was like, holy crap. And that was only 12,000 views because they went viral in the golf space. So
Right.
that's the same thing. Like when we talk about viral, this doesn't mean 1 million views. It could literally mean 3,000 views. And that leads to you tripling your number of installs that happened that day.
I love it. Okay. Nick says, great timing. I'm about to run ads for my app. So perfect. Hey, you want to get into that creative strategy and that presentation you prepared for us? You want me to go
Yeah.
into that?
And one
Okay.
thing
Yeah.
I brought to this audience that I haven't done before is I'm actually going to share behind the scenes of one of our ad accounts, let you guys see all the creative we're running and see the top performing creatives. And then I'm also going to give a behind the scenes of my channel. Like I can share retention graphs, how many analytics I have. So I'm at about 200,000 subscribers right now. I have 230,000 on a short form channel. And I can show you like these are the same things that we apply to bigger brands, but also that are exploding these small brands. And I can't share like revenue numbers for those apps because I don't own them.
Yeah.
But I can tell you they've grown exponentially over the last 90 days, even last year, this year. These are things that are working now. And some of them have been slightly adjusted from where they were working, let's say last year.
Well, Nate, thank you so much. I know the audience is just applauding. Thank you. I'm excited then. All right, Nate. You want me to
do it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this also applies to AI content. One of the things that gets asked a lot, like VO3 or VO4, whatever the heck it is, InVideo, Sora. How do I use these platforms? These are so cheap. There's makers.ai where you can add in the product into the video, the prompting, and it's insane. But what matters most, I call it the ideation phase. That still matters. If there's infinite potential, how do you decide what to do? Now it's almost even more analysis paralysis. I don't even know where to start. I could literally do anything. So these patterns give you a really good starting point for the types of content that you're going to create with a human or with AI. So the first one, there's 5 of them, is Fame Frame. So this is from the golf app Sui, where they took Travis Kelce. He's a famous football player. He actually put out a video on Instagram. This is understanding the golf space, right? He put out a video saying, hey, who has feedback for my swing? I want to fix it. How do I make it better? So they took his swing and actually analyzed it with their app. And then that ended up being one of their best performing pieces of content. This is the part where they had one of their coaches actually go analyze it as well. And so now people immediately recognize this person and are now giving the app a chance because they took something they already recognize, familiarity bias. We talk about this a lot. There's even a channel I worked with that was doing language learning. And he took Duolingo and some of the other apps and put them right on the thumbnail and put an X through them. And that ended up being one of his biggest videos because rather than telling them, hey, use my app to learn a language, say, don't use these apps that you're already familiar with.
Yeah. I think we called it, I forgot. There was a popular thing that I used to want to do, like, a well-known product or blah, blah, blah. So it's like Airbnb for photographers, Uber for blank. So kind of similar to this. And trust me, I'm talking to the audience, like Nay's presentation, I was taking a bunch of notes, Nay. So I have all your frameworks on here in my notebook as well. All right. You want me to get to the next one or?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, skit/story. So this is the one I talked about where you can make your product the hero, you can make your product a character, and this feeling that's aligned is usually humor. Okay, so this is for QuickBooks where a dad has his son saying, hey, I want to go outside and play. I want to go play and have fun. And the dad's like, hey, I can't do that right now. I'm just swamped in these invoices and receipts and things that I have to scan, which is a very normal experience. I've had it with my nephew. He's like, hey, can I do this? Hey, I can't do that right now. But actually, hey, if I use QuickBooks, I could scan my receipts, I could send over my invoice, and then I could do XYZ. And now I'm able to go outside and play with my son. That performed extremely well on organic. And then they actually ended up taking it and turning it into paid. So this is something that I actually executed as a creator, but also they could use, as a brief to then give to other creators. And that's what's been the most amazing thing about not only creating, but also marketing, is that I understand what goes into a brief, and then I understand how to execute it. And then I understand how to give that leeway to a creator to say, hey, you do something with this that we maybe haven't thought of.
I love it. And so does Nick. I think he's talking about the frame when the comment came in, but I love this one too. Hey,
And
hey,
this,
how long did it take for you to record this? I always see these and I
this,
always want to do them, but they seem like forever.
yeah, this one was relatively short because it only has
Okay.
2 characters, right? So what you do is you set up this one person, you have your
Yeah.
script ready, and
Yeah.
you just talk through those lines. And then you set up the other person, have your script ready, talk through those lines. And then you could edit them back and forth. And
That's
it's
awesome, man.
very simple.
Okay.
A lot of agencies that I've worked with also do something where they'll give the creator the script, say, hey, read these lines, send us the footage back, and then they'll chop it up and load it into the ad account. So if you really
Great
want to
idea.
outsource as well, you could always record your lines and then send it to someone on Fiverr and say, hey, edit this up for me and send me back a perfect skit that's ready to go.
Now, if we don't feel comfortable like you do, and you're great on camera, like what do you have a favorite source to find these influencers, or would you go to AI?
Yeah. So, I mean, now you could go to AI.
Uh-huh.
Finding creators is really hard. There's no way around it. And I think part of it is there's so many options. It's infinite. There's some of my favorites are like hashtag paid. There's things like what's it
Mm,
called? TikTok creator marketplace where you can like reach out to the creator directly through that. Um, but the thing is, there's just such a big range. There's creators that'll charge you 10 grand, and there's creators that'll say, just give me a free month trial and I will do it. So I think that comes back to understanding the space. And ideally, what we found to work best is getting creators on a recurring basis and a relationship.
mm.
So for some of the apps, we'll have it where they reach out to a creator who's relatively small and say, hey, we love what you're doing. We'd love to give you a free account and in exchange for some content, or let's get on a call. Like, we love what you're doing so much. We'd love to have you create 3 videos a month for us. And we can figure out, hey, we can't pay you this much so far, but here's an affiliate link. And every person that signs up, you're going to get a portion of that. Or you can really get creative. And we found that people are pretty responsive when it's an app they think is pretty cool.
You know what? You blew my mind. Hashtag ad. Duh. Like, why do we not just think about doing that? It's
Yeah,
sometimes the
yeah.
simplest thing that you're probably like, I do this every day. And then I'm like, whoa, duh, do that. I love it.
Yeah, there's hashtag paid is an actual platform as well. Like if you do hashtag paid, it's an actual website, and you can, yeah,
What do
you
you
can
mean?
list your. If you go to, I think it's a hashtagpaid.com. It's one of these creator marketplaces.
Okay. Hashtag. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here it is. I'll pull it up. Man, there's going to be a lot
Yeah,
of links. H.
we don't have to link all these. I'll after we hop off, I'll tell you like, hey, here are my actual ones that I think are worth reaching out to.
Okay.
Um,
I
and
love it.
then another one, what was I just thinking about is I'm blanking on the name right now, but I'll send that over
I've
after we
used
hop off.
Billo. I don't know if that's one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I've tried that one.
The thing is with these, ideally it's like reaching out directly because you end up putting in a lot of effort on the brief.
Mm,
You have to decide like,
yes.
okay, what am I going to say? How am I going to do this? How am I what should I film? And then you get back a piece of crap and you're not even sure. Yeah, it was cheap, but you really need someone on the creative strategy side to help you not waste time and money on creators.
I love it. Okay. The next one is a metaphor. So these are the Nay's viral patterns, the frameworks that you can use. You got the bang frame, skit, now metaphor.
Yeah, this one is Dr. Julie Smith. She's a YouTuber therapist. And she does, if you look at her channel, all the videos do extremely well, and they're nothing but metaphors. This is your brain. This is your brain when you watch too much TV. So we took the same concept. I did one with an orange once. I said, hey, take this orange, and we did it as a marketing concept. This orange is your customer base. And when you squeeze your existing customer base, you get a certain amount of juice, but eventually you run out and you have to go get another orange. You have to go get more customers.
Yeah.
And if you don't squeeze enough, you don't maximize the juice from it. But if you over squeeze it, now you're wasting effort on something that's already gotten all the potential it could.
Wow. I love it. Hey, are you just a writer, or where are you coming up with these scripts?
Yeah, these are concepts that I've thought of, and writing. Yeah, I do comedy, so I did stand up comedy. I
Nice.
also did script writing for obviously these skits and things like that. So I definitely consider myself a storyteller. I did poetry, spoken word poetry. I did that for in schools and won a competition. So I think that's one of my unique advantages is being able to think about how to tell a story, but then also make it very repeatable. I think that's that business side of things. Like, all right, we need a procedure. We need to systemize this.
Yes. Love it. Okay. I was hoping you would say, yeah, I use this one AI tool and I just throw it in there and they come up with it. But nope. You're like, no, it's all in my head. So cool, Nay. Good
Thanks.
go.
Yeah. As a recommendation, there's been some really great frameworks, but Storyworthy is a book that's really good. It's really powerful. It talks about writing a story a day just from your own life. And I
Mm,
think as a founder who's getting into marketing or a technical person that's getting into marketing, knowing how to tell stories, even getting better at telling stories at parties,
yeah.
you know, I've learned one of the things is how to have a good hook and not burying the lead.
Yeah.
And these little things are so silly, but they make people really excited about hearing you as a storyteller, and you can translate it into money with ads and
I
content.
love it. I love it, man. I love it. It's like all the things because I was, very similar to you. I was very fascinated about comedy, listened to all the stand-up stuff. I've never done it. I've never had the courage to do what you did. But it's like, oh, I've always wanted be a game show host, and this hosting thing, and this world that we live in, we can have access to all of that and do what we really want. And so we're combining all like the childhood loves that we have into more of a
Hmm.
professional adult like scenario. That's what it's looking like for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I did a deep research on like my personality type and all the things I've done with ChatGPT, and it's like you're combining science and storytelling. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
awesome.
okay. So I think you're spot on.
That's awesome, man. All right, the last one is a trend pivot.
Yeah, this is actually four or five.
Oh, okay, my
So
bad.
we should have one more after
All right.
this. And the last one's my favorite, actually.
Oops.
So the trend pivot, if you go to back to that one,
Yeah.
yeah, this one I think is the one that gets you in the most trouble. So you mentioned earlier, hey,
Yes.
you go viral, you get a bunch of views, but they're unqualified. Your trial to paid is trash now. You barely got any installs. So I think that happens with the trend pivot, and I think it's obviously you take an existing trend on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and you apply it to your product. It's really great, and I'd seen it work well in the ad account. I'd see that as more beneficial than actually the users you'd get from doing it on platform.
Yeah. I mean, the hook rates are insane for some of those when we've done one of these. And it's just, yeah, but the users end up not being so great too.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. The last one, the unfair
So the
advantage.
last one, oh my gosh, this is going to be the one that I share behind the scenes on my channel. Biggest videos, every video that's been my biggest video ever has been with this pattern. And it's rooted from this unfair advantage. It's a book about business, about your unique value proposition, right? What can you do that is almost impossible for other people to copy? This is Forrest Frank, and this was for an app called Grouped, where it's kind of like Patreon, but for artists.
Mm,
And so he is a musician, obviously, and not everyone can just sit on a video and make a beat live right there. That's something that takes years to learn. And so then when you connect that with an app, now it's like how many app developers also know how to make a beat right on the spot and make a song? It's almost impossible. And then how
right.
many artists who know how to make a song also have an app? It's like that unique combination is irreplaceable. So, as someone who does drumming, this is getting indie developers and marketers to think to that past childhood. You know how to play guitar. You live in a beautiful location. You have access. You have two kids. It's all about thinking about these things that you disparate phenomena, these things that are seemingly unrelated. How do you bring those together and now create this combination that is impossible for someone else to replicate?
Love that. I love that. All right. You want me to go on? Hey?
Yeah, let's do it. I
Okay.
think actually let's skip forward past this. Okay, we'll go past this. We can share my analytics later.
That's awesome. So I do want to plug your channel. Like,
okay, I guess we
I
can't
mean, I don't,
skip
you
past
probably
this.
don't need it.
Let's go in order. Let's go back.
Okay.
I'm hopping too far ahead.
Okay.
So the creative insights, what we've done here and what I've found to be the most rare related to those 5 frameworks is taking the product insights, which I think your audience has. I'm not technical. I don't understand certain features and how they work and etc. But I'm the creative side. And when you have someone understand the product insights and then feed that into the creative insights, some of the frameworks that we just shared, the potential is limitless. And we're going to go through some specific examples, but I just wanted to pause and put a big like bold on that because I've had to learn a lot of the product insights. And now that I've gotten into split testing paywalls and onboarding and understanding the features and how they work and the benefit to the, I'm like, oh my God, this is the type of ad we need that's going to fix our trial start rate. And you would never think that an ad would impact the trial start rate in such a positive way because that's just a product problem. But they're both real, like they're all connected.
Oh, for sure. We had one client where we, our goal was to get a lower cost per install. And we did it. Like we were getting a really low cost per install, but the creative we were using, we looked at the competitors and stuff, and essentially just had a very trials were starting, but the trial that paid was actually declining. And so it actually helped us the opposite way. A lot of times you see product helping creative, but then creative was also helping the product because every other creative we've tested that would highlight some of the features and benefits wasn't working except this one feature, which was buried into the app itself. We're like, you guys got to highlight this a little bit more too. So I've seen it go the other way too, where the creative insights helps the product.
Oh, that's so good. That's a great example.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Organic. Okay. You want to get into this part?
Yeah. Okay. So I told you this before we started recording, but I genuinely believe that if a creator or a developer, I'm just going to, as general terms, I know there's creator developers, but if you're a creator on one side and you're a developer on the other side, becoming versed on the opposite is infinite potential. We see it Joyride Joyride Ryan Trahan, Feastables Mr. Beast, Mark Rober with Crunch Labs. You are a creator. Every brand is a creator. So you have that same mindset. And if you do that, I think it's limitless, which is why I started building an app because I was like, oh my God, I have an audience. I have 230,000 subscribers. These views, 17.8 million. That's from this year, 2025. And I can show you guys later if we want to pull up my channel, but I have about I think 120 million views on the channel so far.
Wow.
And so it's like, okay, I could just keep doing brand deals, which are great. Like they keep paying me to work with them and I get paid and all that. Or I could build my own product, which is more of the pattern. And so think of that the opposite way for the app. I could keep paying creators. I could keep getting them to give me content, or I could either bring someone in-house, put someone on a retainer, learn to create content myself.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man. I love it. So it's a combination of entertainment, inspiration. That's what the channel is about. That storytelling.
Yep. Exactly.
The childhood fashions.
Yeah. And I've been able to monetize it, which is really cool. And then I have a second channel that only has one video, but it's going to be for creators, like how to stay consistent, entrepreneurship, apps, marketing, all that type of stuff.
Amazing stuff, man. Okay. Don't worry. We'll get to the dad joke.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nay. The organic inside look, you want me to go through there?
Yeah. So the first part of what I was saying was just about the social proof. So now let's get into actual videos. So this is a video here that has 11.6 million organic views. And if we understand why, if we go to the next slide, it'll show you the retention graph. So the retention graph at the beginning of this video, it says 170%, which means that 70% of the people who already watched it through 100% are now starting it over again. So the retention is beyond 1. So you'll see the average retention, like the average stay to watch is like 80%. So that's like the hook rate. But these are the metrics that actually matter. So all of the people here I know are analytics focused. They're deep in the data, which is something I've really had to learn. But if you want to know, like, hey, what data do I look at? And then how do I actually begin to take that to the next level? It's going to be your hook rate, your retention. And if you're doing long form, of course, your click-through rate and your impressions. But if you get good at those 4 things, it's going to be limitless potential across all platforms. They all work the same way. So I wanted to just share behind the scenes of what does an actual viral video look like and how you can get there.
I love that. That's awesome.
Sweet.
You want to talk about Sweet?
Yeah, the example here on the app side, because I've shared, okay, this is what it looks like from the creator perspective. What does it look like on the app side? So Sui is a golf analysis app, and they had a product problem. High intent users, low sign up to trial conversion rate. And then the seasonal problem. There's only a certain time of year that golf is extremely popular. But what we ended up doing, if you go to the next slide there, is you'll actually see.
I love this idea. I love this. When you did this at menu, I was like, oh my God, brilliant. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, all good. It's rather than ending there, because that's again a product problem, we said, oh, why don't we actually show how people can use it from home? Because people who are serious about golfing want to get good year round. And so then the positioning actually became, hey, it's cold outside. You wish you could practice right now. Why don't you analyze your swing inside? And what happened is they actually saw more people in the app analyzing their swing in the garage. People were already doing this before, but that percentage of people who started doing it increased, which had a higher sign up to trial conversion rate. And then what was even better, a higher trial to paid. So they actually started getting more users, and then that took them right into peak season. So they had momentum, were able to increase spend going into the season where it mattered the most.
Brilliant. And that's why people say creative is so important. That one little change.
Yeah. I see it as storytelling and stand-up, and all of this is about expectations. The thing that broke through for me for stand-up is when I learned that a setup and a punchline is actually a setup and a surprise. It's not actually, the punchline is nothing but a surprise, because people are constantly wondering what you're going to say next. And, oh, hey, they saw our campaign everywhere. That's awesome. Yeah. Definitely give it a try. They're always wondering what you're going to say next. I don't know if you've ever had a friend who constantly finishes your sentences or like starts saying what you're going to say. But whenever people do that to me, I start just going a total different direction. And that's what you want to do with your content. And all it is a setup and a surprise. But what you don't want to do that is with the expectation you set up in the app. So it's like you want to set up a surprise to get retention, because people will be like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But you want to have a very clear setup in terms of what to expect when you get to the app.
I like it. Okay. And then the inside look. You want me to go to that? Hey?
Yeah. I don't know how much time we have. I know I've been loving
this,
trying
dude.
to give as much.
So no, it's all good. If you're good with it, you want to go a little bit longer? Is that cool? Do you have enough time?
Yeah. I just want to make sure we give your audience everything I have, because I've made sure we prepared this.
Who cares about them? I'm having a ball all the time. I'm learning. Okay, a lot.
Okay, good. So this is super ads. It's free to start an account, and it's an alternative to Motion. So it allows you to analyze your ads and quickly see which ones are performing best.
Wow.
So these are some of the top performing ads. This is just looking at the last 7 days. I can't, like I said, share all this like revenue things with you guys, but I can share with you some of the iterations. So if we scroll down a little bit, on the right-hand column, second, the
here?
one you're hovering over, sorry, go down one row and it's the far right.
This one?
Yep. So this is actually another iteration of that swing from home ad. So I had told you guys like, hey, that one that we put in the deck worked really well. So here's an example of taking the brief and then saying, hey, he said, can we zoom in a little bit? Taking the brief and passing it to other creators. We knew that when we had a female in the creative, that worked really well. So this already worked well with a male in the creative. Let's have one of our female partners turn this into an ad. And it ended up working well. And also, I wanted you to see how minimal these ads are. This isn't high production. Yeah, the skits can get really advanced, but if you're using CapCut, throwing some text up there, you can end up creating one of your best performing ads without anything special.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
I love it.
And then the other example, one that's actually our top performer right now in the top left, is this iteration around what's your handicap. For some reason, we took a video that a creator made, and he was like, what's your handicap? And it had a really good retention organically. And we're like, what if we trim that part out and just say, what's your handicap? And then show them analyzing the swing. So we had to edit it slightly, but then it took off. It was like an amazing creative. We're optimizing for signups, and because our trial conversion events aren't enough to get past the 50 in 7 days. And it was exponential, lowest cost per sign up we've had. And then we're like, all right, let's run it. So we started creating different iterations of that. What's your handicap? What's your handicap? I don't know why, but people are obsessed with seeing other people's handicap and then seeing their swing get analyzed.
Did you guys hire, or were you just kind of like, did you work with one of your influencers? How did you get this video created? Just out of curiosity. Yeah,
this is a creator where we had that personalized relationship.
Nice.
So they they're a creator that's they're not massive, but they're like mid-sized.
Yeah.
And we had that relationship where they're just creating X amount of ads per month. And they're like, hey, run them in a Google Drive folder. And then one of them ended up having this specific iteration. And after having someone analyze it who understands hooks and retention, they're like, okay, this beginning hook isn't actually that good, but if we trim that out, that's how we ended up with this iteration.
Yeah, and I love the little things too, where he just throws whoop those little cuts.
Yes.
So good. Wow. Wow. And how long does it take you, Nay, to finally like crack the code, to finally get a creative that works? Because a lot of times, founders are impatient. They're like, what is going on? And we need a testing phase. So how much, how do you set the right expectations?
Yeah, I think that's hard. Reality is looking at what people are doing and meeting them where they are. So when we started working with this app specifically, they were working with another agency. So 923, like we're heavy product of our team. 95% of them are product based because we create custom AI solutions. Like it's all developed ML engineers, product managers, but we work with select few apps and we can do audits and things like that. So when we looked at the app and we looked at the ad account, we saw they were running link click campaigns directly to the app store, no MMP, no like the Meta SDK, like wasn't like they weren't, it was just a hot mess. Yeah. And I think from there, their expectations, they were already spending like, I think 5 to 10 grand a month on link click campaigns. Wow. And so it was like, I think we can help you guys get within like whatever 30 days, they had like 3x the results. Wow. And then we didn't even put out new creative. So I think it's like, as important as creative is, you want to make sure you have those foundational things in place. And then once you have that, it's just iterating. Meta knows pretty quickly. Some of the ads won't even get spend. And sometimes if we know they're good, we'll kind of do what's called minimum budget, minimum spend on the ad set level. If we really want to force it, like, hey, spend X amount on this ad set. But otherwise, we let Meta kind of choose which ads are going to perform well.
I love it. Hey, do you ever run 2 ads in 2 different ad groups or 2 different campaigns?
Like you're saying, like one ad in 2 different campaigns?
Yeah, yeah.
We did that initially when we had to change their optimization event. So they were like optimizing for link clicks.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we didn't want to like scale back that campaign immediately. So we slowly scaled it back. So we had the same creatives running in 2 different campaigns. And so we started them with like app installs, and then we got them to signups, and then we tried to go to trials, and we didn't get enough. So I think that's one of the ones. And if you're doing like different audience targeting and things like that, I think that makes sense. But your naming conventions obviously are have to be super consistent.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious there. Anything? I didn't want to show too much on the super ads thing because I was scrolling and I was like, I don't know. This is all public. So anything else here that you want to share on super ads before I hit share?
The other thing is no, I think just go, if you're not even running ads yet, it's free. Like go spy on some of your competitors. And even if you're only spending $100 a day or $5 a day, connect your ad account. It does TikTok, all that. Just see how it looks.
Yeah, no, I'm signing up right after this for sure.
Yeah, motion is a lot of it's expensive. So I think it's cool. It's amazing. In a perfect world, you have that. But super ads does the same thing, and I think it's better fit for people getting started.
I love it. Any other tools you want to highlight? Hey.
Yeah, I mentioned I could send them over afterwards. I think I send over you via email, but
oh, I can pull it up too then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally blanking.
No,
but
all good.
They're in a different version of the deck actually. So I excluded them from here. But one thing I would challenge your audience to consider is doing AI avatars on something like N8N and Zapier using like InVideo or things that have pre-built integrations. I think it's a really easy starting point for people. I know there's like APIs and things that allow you to generate videos. I'm not super technical, like I said. So if you're like, hey, I want to do the easiest thing possible, start generating videos automatically with either these APIs or pre-built integrations on workflow tools.
I like it. Okay. We'll have you back for doing that. All right, BN asked a question a while ago. Sorry, BN. We've seen apps, we've seen apps like Cal AI and Quitter basically reinvest 100% of their profit into influencer marketing. What do you think about this, Nay? Is it something you would consider doing?
Oh, for sure. I think what you see, the learnings and improvements that you get from influencer marketing is different than like UGC. Because in a perfect world, influencer marketing, their audience should get your product. And some of the products we've worked with have done it where their influencer only gets X amount of views, but the installs, the click rates, all of it is just the sign up, the paid to trial to paid is so much better on that audience from that person they trust. So I think the influencer marketing is just a different play than UGC, but it's very valid. It's a whole world of partnering with legitimate creators as opposed to those who are just getting started or something.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, Nate, well, let's get to the main reason why people are here. Let's get into the app audits and some dad jokes. All right. It has an exclusive, an original. I'm not original. I go to Reddit for all my jokes. Okay. All right, Nate. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first with my silly one?
Hey, you start, and then let's see where we go from there.
All right. I just had to have some music too. Nay, my manager told me to have a great day, so I quit work. Where's my thing? Okay.
Okay.
Right. What do you got?
All right. Why did the mobile app want to become a musician?
Why?
So everyone would stop saying he was just a rapper.
I like it. All right, especially in the AI space. I love that. All right. Put N if you thought Nay's joke was better. Put S if you thought my joke was better. And then I will play for a drink. or two. All right. So all you got to do is vote, and then you will get selected for a free indie apps and a promotion as well. Oh, nay, this is not looking good for me.
There we
All right, this is
go.
so
There we
good.
go.
All right. Moyo, you traitor. All right. All right. Looks like I'm going to get creamed on that one. All right, great. Sorry, Steve, you improved for last one. Last week. Okay. All right.
And they acknowledge the week over week improvements. There you go.
Yeah, thanks. I'm staying consistent. Okay. Well, actually, this might be the perfect time. What is that app that you're working with? If we want to, so for you said, hey, if you become a creator, like I agree with you, and you said it's easier, and I was like, oh, really? Because it just comes like very natural to you. But tell me about your app that you're working on.
Yeah, so I'm working on an app called Creator Quest, and it's in private beta right now. And shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. I just put that out recently. If you want to join the private beta, if you have like a YouTube account or LinkedIn, whatever it might be. But when I worked at vidIQ, and even before then, the number one problem I noticed was creating consistently. Like, and it's actually the one thing. Like, if you didn't even listen to anything else, but all you did was create consistently and get better with each video, you would eventually become successful. It's inevitable. So I built a app that uses gamification and social accountability. So every time you post, you get an XP, you get a streak, and you also can see your friends and their consistency streaks. Nice. So it started in a Google Sheet. This is how, right? An MVP, a Google Sheet with about 10 creators and myself. And I took people who weren't creating at all to creating for 6 months straight, people who took a year hiatus to doing 12 weeks of posting every single week, and they saw the growth potential as well. So yeah, it's still an MVP right now, but I'm eating the dog food, right? Like I'm getting my hands dirty and already starting to grow it.
Well, I would love access to that, and it is one of those things where people did ask me, Nay, and I was like, they're like, Steve, how come you still continue to create content even though like in the early days, like nobody was watching? I was just like, it's all about consistency. And I've never gone viral. I don't even have a huge YouTube channel, but I've got a pretty good business and something I'm happy with too. And so you really don't need much. I love it. I'm signing up, bro, because that is one of the things that is the hardest. And I'd love to see us be friends and see what you're up to too on that platform. So Creator Quest, it is. And then Nay's LinkedIn profile is linked up in your favorite podcast app or YouTube video. So go connect with him. If you do nothing, definitely connect with him and then ask him for that. Anything else you want to talk about with that Creator Quest, Nay?
I think that's it. The other thing, if you're looking for a custom AI solution, like feel free to reach out to 923 as well. So yeah, anything related to that, hit us up. Andrew, it's freaking awesome. All of our sales calls are nice because you do it directly with our founders. So we don't have a sales team. It's just super personal. So it's good stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the app audit. And the first app we're going to look at is Jeffrey's app, Nay, and he's got a social media app. And I will zoom in, BN. I think it was BN that asked. But anywho, these are one of the things where I'm like, if you want to grow this, you're going to need other things than organic channels. So I think you're the perfect person to talk about with this app. It's an app that allows you to pretty much, it's like a social media app in a way with friends and family. Anything you want to highlight on how to properly scale this affordably? Sorry, Jeffrey, you look like you have 8 ratings.
So it seems like easily share content to other social platforms. I'd be curious about the problem. Like, this is the same thing that a product person would probably say.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the problem where you're actually solving here? And making sure that's ultra clear. Which right now I'm not understanding how it might be different than the existing marketplace.
I agree. And sometimes I feel like some of these solutions, you did it best, Nay. You did, hey, I'm going to do a Google spreadsheet first. And sometimes I'll talk to founders who have just an idea or they're close to finishing the MVP. I'm like, how did you validate this? What did you do to like really think through this? Is there another market? I've worked with a bunch of social media apps. They are one of the hardest to get going, but obviously they're one of the hardest to defeat too, because Facebook is still crying out loud, still around, right? Because once you've built that network effect, then it's harder for people to beat. But one of the things you have to do, Jeffrey, is what I typically tell people that have these social media apps, like, did you raise money? Like, or did you validate? Right? Like, because you're gonna need all that stuff. It's hard for indies to get like social media networks and social media apps got rock and rolling.
Yeah. I think choosing what audience it's for is probably the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
Like if you pick a super specific audience, like friends and family, immediately I'm like, no, I already have friends and family. But if you said something like golf friends or app builders, whatever the heck it might be, then you're creating a niche.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll get into the app, but that's a great idea. I love communities. A niche community would be the best way to try to do this too. In crypto application. I have no idea what that means. All right, Jeffrey, let me get into the app itself. Let's see if we can give you some feedback on the app. All right. Whoops. Sorry, Nay. Didn't mean to do that. All right. Let's see if to sign up. Okay. Create your account. All right. I'll create it. You know, I didn't even know what the app was again. Like, you know, it'd be good to, that problem you said, Nay, talk about that problem again. All right. Let me just put Steve. Let's see what happens. Wow. It's a lot of text. It's the app is not intended for friends and families to stay connected. This app is for the open-minded and edgy to connect to their indirect sexual partners. What? Man, what just happened here? What did I just get myself
Bamboozled.
into?
Bamboozled.
Oh my God. What's my body count? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Well.
Let's see what happens afterwards.
They got us.
Yeah.
I will say it was a setup and a surprise for me.
There you go. I like it, my friend. All right, Jeffrey, thank you, but well, it looks like he picked a niche already.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Hook and surprise. All right, everybody's laughing. That's a nice niche. All right, we had some fun. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the fun. You picked the right people to have fun. Wait, didn't see that coming. All right, H. Let's move on. Let's see who won the free Indie App Santa promo. Why don't you come back on, H? And
hey, first of all, let me share you the score. You lost, Steve, to 10-1.
10-1. Okay, well, you know what? The only friend I really truly have, H, it's not you. All right, it's a look. All right.
Hello.
And Blue Co. All right. So I'm rooting for Blue Co. All right, here we go. Okay. You got the winning wheel?
Oh, yes.
All right. Discover and share with friends. I'm just looking at the screenshots again. Like,
that's crazy.
I know. I was like, what happened here? Oh, man. Hilarious. Okay. He gave up. All right. Let's spin. Oops, sorry. H, go ahead. You want to edit it?
Yeah.
We press this button same time, always. All right. Spin that wheel, baby.
Let's go. And the winner is
hopefully a new
GTN official.
Okay, GTN official. All right, GTN official. Just email me. You ended up winning, my friend. Just email me, steve@masters.com or .co, and I will hook you up with a free Indie App Santa promo. And I do want to thank our sponsors, Web2Wave. If you're looking for a Web2 app funnel builder, go check them out. Web2Wave. And then the last one is Arcad. You know, you mentioned a few AI builders. We've been we partner up with ARCADs. And if you're trying to get some AI agents, some AI avatars, AI UGC, ARCADs literally can replicate the same person that you're looking for. Travis Kelce lookalike. Oh no, no. What's his brother's name?
Jason
Jason
Kelce.
Kelce lookalike as well. You can use arcads.ai for that. So thank you to you guys for helping us give back to the community and give out these free Indie App Santa promos as well. All right, congratulations. Wash Moyo talking trash. I love it. All right, Nay, we got one last app that we'll take a look at, and this is developer's name is Steve as well. Okay, here's that Habit Year. Whoops, let me bring that up. Whoop. Wants help on ASO mainly, but Nay, what do you see from the App Store presence or ASO that you want to highlight for Steve?
Yeah, when I looked at this earlier, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the contrast of the screenshots. I found myself putting an effort to read it. That was just like a split-second impression. I pulled up and I was like, okay, track like it. I would make that pop in some way. The black on yellow on white and yellow. I think it's a lot happening here. Maybe I would make that screen bigger. I'm not sure how I would do it right away. I'm just thinking out loud, but I found this challenging to interpret right away.
Yeah. And I don't know
now
what
that
this
I'm,
means too.
Yeah.
This icon doesn't scream habit tracker to me.
Now that I'm looking at it, I get it. It just clicked. I'm like, oh, you can make patterns and, like you're checking it off, kind of like the GitHub commit tracker, but that did not click for me. Like maybe just focus in on that element and scale up that element or something like that.
Yeah, I like it. Well, he ranks. Oh, taking maybe some inspiration I see from Habit Tracker, Habit Kit. Okay. Interesting. Well, if you're trying to take inspiration from other apps, you might want to put Habit Kit in here too to go after their keywords as well instead of, and maybe you're trying to go after Atomic, but I don't know what Atom means. But anyways, I might just try to go do that as well. From an ASO standpoint, like you really have to find different keywords. And from Google, what I would do is, you have this as one word, Steve, so you might want to try to even just lose this, but try to go after Habit Kit as well and see what you can do there. And Google's so hard. Like it's so different from Apple that there's not much variables that you can work with other than your title and your short description. And so really try to find those niche keywords that you can go after and then have them in your short description too. Like maybe put Habit Kit in your short description. Okay. Anything else here, Nay?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. Okay, let's get into the app itself. One interesting thing I saw from a different app that I want to highlight, and I think it would be interesting for... Whoa, nothing's happening. What's up with my phone? Is that the sit? So I got to... Oh, my goodness. This is pretty bad. Wow. That was the onboarding. I thought it was broken. There's no onboarding whatsoever. I think it's...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Let's go walk. Okay. Let's say I did it. Good. Oh, it did that here. And maybe it starts having different patterns. Yeah. What's on your mind, Nay?
Yeah. I'm thinking it needs to be more obvious. I think the plus is in the top right. That's where you clicked it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would make that way clearer. Like I understand the no onboarding, simple, but it actually wasn't as clear what to do. Like maybe put a big button in the middle of the screen or I'm not a designer by any means, but I can understand that I looked at this and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So how can you, they always say, I forget the rule, like prepare the app for your stupidest user. Imagine the person who's just like, doesn't know apps. How are they going to use this when they get in?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Steve, you need a onboarding. You need a paywall, most Android users probably won't pay. So think about an ad supported channel too. Moyo, you know, he's in the comments right now, but we talked about this in our previous live stream, and he talked about how he uses ads to supplement his paid ads, right? He's like, yeah, I do make most of my revenues from the subscriptions, but he used ads. He has ads in here, Nay, and he used ads as the revenues he gets from ads. He uses it for his paid marketing channels. So I thought that was a brilliant strategy, especially as an indie. And so you need that onboarding. You need to show the paywall. And I would think about having some banner ads or something, especially for Android users who prefer ads over paying. So yeah, that's it, Steve. All right. Good luck, my friend. I know starting that business is super hard. Nay, this was freaking awesome. Is there anything I missed that you want to make sure we cover?
I think we covered everything.
And then you said you wanted to do a dad joke live. You want to?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, ideally, your audience provides us a word, and we're gonna make an app. We're gonna make an app joke live about apps and whatever word. Put any word in the chat, and if you need a prompt, what's the most recent item you bought that was over $100?
Okay.
Or creative. We can run with that. Let me see if we get any other options. Phone. Okay. Let's see if this works. So we have an app and we have a phone. And this is actually how you could think of your creative. So we list all the things we know about apps and all the things we know about phones. So what do we know about phones? There, you dial. I like this banana. I think of it's apps and phone is similar. Let's go with a banana. I think that's fair. Okay. Bananas, you peel them. They split. Okay, so then you might say this. You might say, why was the app upset to go to the why was the bananas upset with his wait, hold on, sorry. Why was the app upset with his banana?
Why, Nay?
Because he could never pass the split test. I don't know. Something like this.
I like it. I love it, man. Hey, should I join you? Okay, let me try one. This is so stupid. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Okay, do it.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to find another fruit that you might not peel. So do you have a fruit that we don't peel as much? Maybe a strawberry. Okay. Why was the banana so upset at the strawberry?
Why?
Did not find it appealing. There you go.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, I'll take that. That was great.
All right.
Live on the spot. That was awesome.
Why was a banana mad at its ex-wife? Because she split. There you go.
There we go.
There we go. All right, Nay. Let's bring it home one more time. Anything else you want to cover before Steve never?
Nah, I think I've done enough.
I know it. I think we've done enough damage. It is 923, 923.co. If you're looking for that product company that's going to help you, especially with the AI stuff, go check out Nay's YouTube channel as well, Nay Cook Nelson, and then connect with him on LinkedIn. If you are a creator, look, Nay said it best. Hey, if you know other things, if you know how to develop, it's going to be a lot easier to become a creator and build your own audience, which I firmly believe as well. And so he's going to help you stay consistent with your content creation. Just reach out to him on LinkedIn if you want access to Creator Quests. Nay, anything else you want me to say to our audience before we say goodbye? That's it. This was awesome, bro.
Thank you so much for having me.
Dude, this was great. Thank you so much for sharing, especially the behind the scene numbers, which are the hardest to share. So thank you for doing that as well. All right, guys, next week, we've got a female founder. She's really awesome. She's been able to reach over 5 million users on Google Play using a combination of mostly ASO and ads, and it's been awesome. So I want to talk about with her how she was raised in Iran and then how she's been able to build a successful indie app business all on her own. So it's going to be a great conversation. Nay, thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys to the audience who are here. All right, I lost, but all right, you keep me honest. I appreciate you guys. Hey, have a great weekend. Anything else you want to say? Bye.
Nope. You have a good one too.